chill vibes. We're almost done with our Asia tour, and just recently we have wrapped up our trip to Osaka, Japan. Today's video will be different as we will be recapping and giving my recommendations on the top 5 places to eat in Osaka, Japan. I really hope these Chill Eats recap will be helpful for you if you're unsure on where to eat if you ever come down to Osaka, as I believe Osaka is a great place to travel for first timers coming to Japan. Osaka has everything ranging from food, historical attractions, amusement parks, shopping, and many more. Without further ado, this video is already making me hungry, so let's get right onto the list on the top 5 places to eat in Osaka, Japan. First up, we are heading into the heart of Osaka, Dotonbori, famous for the Running Man Bridge, the long path of shopping strips, and the plethora of street food stalls and restaurants for everyone to enjoy. My family and I walk in between small passageways where you can see remnants of Japanese history dating from many years ago, stumbling upon a small restaurant the size of an alleyway which serves Katsudon. As always with any Japanese restaurant, we are greeted by chefs and waitresses, and also was welcomed by the aroma of sizzling crispy pork cutlet entering your nostrils. I ordered the double pork katsu set, which came at around 1,000 yen, which comes to around 11 to 12 Australian dollars. This set comprises of a bowl of rice, miso soup, and a plate of 2 massive sized pork cutlet you have ever seen, accompanied with their katsu Bldg sauce, karashi mustard, mayo, cabbage, and a lemon wedge on the side. Immediately when you take the first bite of the pork cutlet, you can hear the crunch of the cutlet and the sweet tanginess of the sauce, which comes hand in hand with one another. The miso soup was also delicious as it was full of ingredients like shiitake mushroom, tempura batter, and fried tofu. If you want to live a little and not keep on buying Yoshinoya or Matsuya rice bowls, then Katsudon Hozenjiyokocho is a place if you want to have the delicious mouth-watering pork cutlet. Coming in at number 4, we have something that you guys probably wouldn't expect to be on this list, and it's a dessert this time. We have the Nakamura Tōkichi matcha dessert. Nakamura Tōkichi is one of the top matcha powder companies in Japan, with many stores often seen around Japan. We went along the Kyoto line to stop at a small neighborhood known as Ueji, where many matcha stores were located. Located was the actual head shop of the Nakamura Tōkichi brand, which was a beautiful sight to see. Modern architectural structures combined with past monuments and houses makes you feel like you have traveled back in time or was in a Studio Ghibli film. If you go past the shop and the beautiful courtyard nestled a small restaurant, I ordered the most popular dessert, which came with matcha ice cream, matcha jelly, red bean paste, mochi, all beautifully set out inside a carved out bamboo bowl. The dessert was not too sweet and had a strong aroma and a taste of matcha powder. The place also served savory dishes such as matcha soba noodles with a light tangy dipping noodle sauce, mixed rice with pickled vegetables and pork floss, and many others to try from. If you want to give ramen and sushi a break, be sure to stop by your nearest Nakamura Tōkichi store to try out their delicious array of matcha infused dishes. What wouldn't be a Japan trip without tasting the finest ramen you can find? And what better way of getting the best ramen in Osaka, Japan is heading over to the Sakunosaku ramen store. At number 3, we are heading back to Dotonbori. Going back a couple steps from the Running Man Bridge is a small ramen shop that is right across the so-called best ramen, Ichiran. World-renowned food bloggers like Mark Waynes, Food Ranger Trevor James and Mark Chen would say that Ichiran ramen is hands down the best ramen in Japan, but sad to say I disagree. What sakunosaku is known for is their yuzu salt-based tonkatsu ramen, where their tare, which is an essence of a bowl of ramen, with all the flavors and magic happens coming from the citrus fruit yuzu. This fruit is a citrus similar to lemon but the size of a lime. Enhances the ramen by giving it a refreshing taste which doesn't make you feel heavy or greasy after downing a massive bowl of ramen. The noodles are thick, which personally I prefer over the thin noodles you get at Ichiran because at each slip of the noodles comes hot delicious pork broth which has been absorbed by the noodles. Paying only 700 yen, you can get a regular bowl of yuzu salt ramen topped with generous amounts of fatty chashu pork, green onions, memba bamboo, Naruto fish cake, and with the yuzu zest garnished all on top. Don't let the run-down looking ramen shop fool you, as they have 8 seats available but would be packed during lunch and after work hours. Japan is not only renowned for its booming technology, but also their vast array of fresh seafood waiting to be sliced and diced into the most delicious sushi anyone has ever tasted. What's good about Japan is very often sushi can be very cheap and found anywhere from local bars to convenience stores. Coming in at number 2, we have what my family and I call the Japanese Colonel, as the brand president looks like Colonel Sanders, the mascot from KFC, Sushi Zanmai. Sushi Zanmai is one of the famous sushi restaurant chains in Japan, with over many stores across Osaka and Tokyo. What's famous about this restaurant is that not only it's been making sushi for over 20 years, but the president, Mr. Kiyoshi Kimura, has been famous for buying high-quality maguro tuna that he can find. Spending almost 3 million yen for his fish, Sushi Zanmai takes their sushi seriously, providing hungry customers the freshest and delicious sushi any customer can buy. If you're coming to Sushi Zanmai, you must try their maguro set. Paying 3,000 yen, you'll be welcomed by an assortment of tuna cuts ranging from the regular maguro tuna nigiri to the prized otoro fatty tuna nigiri. Each piece of sushi comes with different textures and feels like the fish is melting in your mouth. There are also other dishes to try like the grilled mackerel, deep fried baby shrimp, tempura set, and of course to wash it all down is the miso soup. Finally, we hit the number 1 spot that you should eat in Osaka, Japan, which is the Loyal Shomon for its delicious Kobe beef. Taking a whopping 1-hour train ride from Nanba to a small town called Tarumi, you'll be delighted that the long train ride will be well worth it, as you are enjoying mouth-watering delicious beef made from the finest cows raised in Kobe, Japan. A small comfortable restaurant with a bar top on the side. This restaurant has been recommended by Mark Waynes, who is lucky enough to come in during the restaurant's closing period. We are lucky to come in on time as we were able to order the last of their dry-aged beef and A5 grade Kobe beef. At the beginning, we were delighted to be presented with a colourful array of side dishes ranging from pickled cucumbers, daikon, and freshly homemade kimchi. Compared to the Korean-style kimchi, these side dishes were very light in terms of spice, while also providing your taste palate with a bit of freshness after each piece of meat devoured. Now our meat has arrived, and what we started off was the 100 gram chuck eye Kobe beef. As you can tell by the meat, you can see the small grains of fat running along the meat, which will cause the meat to be nice and tender. As the meat is sizzling away on the grill, you can enjoy the spectacular scene of grains of fat melting and seeing the meat sizzle away, which is then cut up and ready to be served. As I took the first bite, it felt like I had already devoured the piece of meat. The meat was so tender, yet so fatty, it almost melted like butter. The meat was seasoned very well, usually with the basic salt and pepper, but you can also dip into sauces like sesame oil or Korean chili paste with garlic. Now we have come to the finale, the dry aged beef. This massive piece of meat comes in at 130 grams, and as you can see on the camera, it is already glistening under the light. This meat was very special as it had to undertake a 3-stage cooking process, being seared on each side for a couple minutes, then wrapped up in foil to rest to retain all the fat which has been rendered down by the heat. Cutting up into small bite-sized pieces and salting the salt and pepper comes the best piece of meat that your teeth will ever sink into. Every bite, every chew comes with a wave of meat juices, causing the piece of meat to be melted down into your mouth. You can dip your piece of beef into your sauce, but I can honestly say, and trust me when I say this, the beef in Japan is out of this world. Let your mouth indulge in the natural flavors the meat will provide after all the seasoning and searing it has gone through. And at the end of all of this, you can definitely say that it was well worth it coming to Osaka, Japan. Thanks so much for coming along on my Osaka, Japan journey. It was really fun documenting and vlogging my trip, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it while also learning a bit or two about Osaka, Japan, and maybe have a chance to even go there once someday. So now 2 more vlogs left on my Asia trip, and I'll finally record some stuff back in Melbourne, Australia. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my content, while also pressing the bell button to notify when I upload new videos. And even comment down below what was your favorite food spot you saw in my Osaka, Japan journey, or even places that I should check out in the future. Until next time, we out. Peace.